Hi everyone. So hope you're doing good. We are doing good as well, and we are just going to be talking about a particular concept. And the concept is that there are so many techniques we apply in improving our communication skill, and reading is one of them. So today we are going to look at a book which is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. You can see on your screen, and this book is all about time management. All right, and today we're gonna talk about the role of this book in improving your communication skill. All right, so there are certain things that we often ignore, which is like I talk a lot about discipline, and discipline is a kind of a skill that you have to develop before you start learning English. All right, so yeah, without further ado, three of us have read this book, Eat That Frog, and I don't know, but every day I just flip through some important pages from this book, and I read, and I try to remind myself of the kind of time management things that I need to follow and keep in mind, so that I get the most out of my time, right? So we are going to apply tips and suggestions given in this book, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. 21 great ways to stop procrastinating and get more done in less time. If you haven't read this book yet, undoubtedly this book is a must read. You get the link of this book in the description. You may buy this book from the link. All right, so Parvati, you and I did like 2-3 videos on this book, but they are not available on our channel because I actually made them private after that, because we are not happy with those videos, because we thought that it was so early to talk about a book which is a very serious book, right? So today we decided that we would be doing a kind of a video where we will be encapsulating things that can help us understand how we can apply the techniques given in this book to improve our communication skill. Right, so Parvati, if I ask you to give us an introduction of the book Eat That Frog and how can we apply the principles given in this book, what would be your take?
Well, whenever I look at this book, whenever I go through this book, it always reminds me of the time management. It gives me an idea how I can lead my life properly, because absolutely we are the great procrastinators. Whenever we think of doing a work, we don't do them because either we give that excuse that I don't have time, or having time we say I don't feel like doing it right now. Absolutely, we are the procrastinator. So it reminds me of the time which is valuable. It reminds me of the importance of the moment, because I also, as a procrastinator, I also delay so many works. I don't do them properly. I always delay. I keep them for the next moment. Now, when I started reading this book, it gave me the first idea, which is that don't delay your work. Like, do it right now. Do it right now, because whenever I think of managing time, I always think that okay, I'll be doing all of these works on time properly, but it never happens. It gives me the idea how I can lead my life properly on time. So that's what I understood.
All right, thank you, Parvati, for sharing your view on Eat That Frog, which is a go-to book, which should be a go-to book for English learners, or if you are learning anything, if you are working on any project, this book is a must-read book, or you must have this book on your shelf. All right. So, what do you think about this book, Shubhadra? Because you have just finished this book, right? And you have the raw ideas going around your head. So please share your opinion.
So, thank you so much. First of all, when I was going through the book, I felt very, very fabulous. And the book has taught me a lot of things that will help me in future if I want to do a job, if I want to build my good personality. So the book is totally about, and I felt flabbergasted because nowadays if we look around, procrastination has become a part in our life. So I think this time Eat That Frog, this book helps a lot. I was reading and I was getting a lot of idea that I have never got before. So I thought that it is easy when I was reading for the first time, but when I was in the middle of the book, then I felt no, it is not how actually I think. That is not all about. Something is beyond that. So nowadays I try to remove all the negative thought, that is, if I'm dodging, sometimes it becomes a procrastination, but I'm not able to understand. So I think this book has taught me how to understand you are procrastinating or not. Because what happens when we procrastinate, actually we don't understand. We always say that we don't have any work, I'm just taking a break. We take procrastination very seriously. So the book has taught me a lot, and the book is life changing. So I think I have read two times, but that was not complete journey for me. I have to read more and more if I want to make my life valuable. So that I have understood.
All right, so we have got the book in front of us, and we are going to look at the first chapter, and that is set the table. And setting a particular table for doing anything, and since we speak English and we talk about the concepts that could be applicable for learning English, that's why we are going to talk about the first chapter, set the table, in the context of learning English. If we look at the chapter set the table, then you get some subtitles, like you get a quote of Napoleon Hill. There is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to achieve it. Meaning that if you have not decided what you're going to do, your definiteness of purpose is not clear, then you can't achieve your goal, right? That's what Napoleon Hill is basically saying. All right, so here in this particular chapter, there are basically, you get 7 important steps that help you achieve your goal. So we're gonna look at the first step, and that is decide exactly what you want, right? So you are learning English and you don't know what you want, right? So you just have to decide whether you are going to work on your vocabulary, or you are going to work on your grammar or fluency, right? That's what you just have to decide in the first place. There is another quote in this particular page number 8, in step 1. Stephen Covey, who wrote the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, this guy. So he wrote the quote like, if the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets us to the wrong place faster. All right. So if you have not decided where you want to go, you eventually end up arriving a particular place where you never wanted to be. All right, so decide exactly what you want is our first step that we have to keep in mind, Parvati. What do you think? How can we follow this to improve our English?
Yeah, well, I really like this. I like the way Brian Tracy explained this particular thing, that decide exactly what you want. Whenever I sit down to practice, I remind myself of some couple of things, that why I'm sitting down to practice, what's the purpose of learning English, why I'm just doing it. Now some of my friends, they ask me that, okay, like, what's the meaning of doing it, why do you do the same thing every single day, you sit down to practice, you just like, doesn't that feel really crazy? Don't you feel that you've got
Boring.
Yeah, boring, mundane, like doesn't anybody say anything? So exactly at the point of time, I say that no, I don't feel anything, because I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing. Because it is not only a goal, or it is not only like, I'm not learning English because, okay, I want to get a job, I want to go there and here. My purpose is to learning this language. My purpose is not to make it a second thing. My purpose is to just move on following this particular process. Like, that's the reason why I have decided for myself that I want to learn this language, because I want to explore the whole thing. That's why, some of the YouTubers I listen to, when they talk about the same thing, that okay, learn English through this, learn English through that. So then I think that okay, probably they're saying it because now the whole world is running after a particular job, they're running after doing something else. But I am doing it because I want to learn this. Now, the exact point for me is that, the purpose. Why exactly I want to do that.
So decide it first.
Decide it first. Yeah, like, I really like this point a lot, because nowadays we don't know what actually to do. We really don't know where to go. We don't know what actually our purpose should be. The thing is that I think the main concept Brian Tracy is trying to explain, that we have lot of works, but we don't know what exactly the work which can make me go farther.
Priority is the word. Like, you can
Yes,
prioritize.
prioritize. Like, you have to prioritize. We don't know what work should be prioritized. We always just go haywire. We choose this. Like, in the morning we think that okay, I'll be reading the book. In the next moment we think that no, I think I should watch a video.
Yeah.
So that shuffle of mind,
Yeah.
every single time we are getting out of that content. So here the point is that first you choose what to do, then take the step according to that work.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll be getting puzzled, and absolutely when we don't know what to do, like, there is no other way is opened where we can go farther. So for me, when I sit down to practice, I just give myself the I give myself that promise that okay, I'm sitting down to practice, I'm not going to look here and there, I'm going to work here, I'm going to practice, and that's it. So for me, choosing that exact work right now. So first of all, I think nowadays we are very confused what we should do and what is not important for our future. If I try to take the if I try to take the chapter, that one thought come in my mind, that is, I have to choose what I want, I have to decide fast. That is very important, because most of the time when we take a lot of time to think what we want, that will not help in future. So I think nowadays when we are depending on our feeling, we are not able to decide what actually very important for our future. Most of the time we get various kind of pressure from any kind of people or around us. There are several kind of things that we have. For that reason, we are day by day we are procrastinating a lot. So if we set the table, if we decide what we want, like, I want to learn spoken English, if I delay with that, if I procrastinate with that, I will spend more time, then I will take a lot of time to join my spoken English class. So I think for that I have to take the first step, and I have to decide what I want. If I'm getting pressure, for that reason I am saying that I want to learn spoken English, or I exactly want to learn spoken English. That is very important. Decide your what you want. So I think it's a very, very important thing, because when we begin a work, this time it happens that we are totally confused. We are not able to decide. So I think deciding a work is depending how you're gonna productive in future.
All right, so the second point from the first chapter, the second step from the first chapter, that is write it down. So the first thing is decide exactly what you want. If you want to learn vocabulary, that you have to decide, okay? Then write it down. Just write it down that today I'm going to learn vocabularies. Today I'm going to learn, I'm going to do listening. I'm going to practice speaking, write all of these things down. And when you write them down, you can see in front of you, right? You have a visual picture of what things you're gonna do, right? And the third step, that is set a deadline on your goal, right? Set a deadline on your goal. So let's say you have written down 4 important tasks in order to improve your communication skill, and they are maybe vocabulary, sentences, pronunciation, listening, etc., right? And then you are going to set a deadline that, okay, I'm going to practice these things for the next 7 days until I get completely habituated or accustomed to the routine, right? That's what you're gonna do. So your main purpose is to stick to the system, right? The system that you are setting, like following these steps. And the fourth step is make a list of everything you can think of that you are going to have to do to achieve your goal. This is so important. Make a list of everything you can think of, right? Pronunciation, vocabulary, sentences, enunciation, idioms, vocabulary is like idioms. Then you have phrasal verbs, right? Listening, active listening, right? Thinking in English, like speaking English. You can think of, like, we are talking in the context of spoken English here, and that's why we are saying these things, like reading newspaper, reading books, right? So make a list of everything you can think of that you're gonna have to do to achieve your goal. Okay, make sure nothing is missing, right? And then what happens, like, you are going to speak fluent English. Like we emphasize on speaking better English, fluent English. You're going to do exactly that. All right. Next, step number 5, organize the list into a plan, right? Now you're going to just make a plan of all the things that you're going to do, which should be in the first, then second, third, fourth, fifth, like this. Okay. When you do that, then you also have a mental picture of doing them accordingly, right? According to the order. So you can do those individual tasks effectively. Let's look at step number 6. Take action on your plan immediately, which is very important. Like, we are very good at making plans. We are very good at imagining becoming a fluent speaker, but we never take action. When it comes to taking action, browsing phone is our first choice, right? Mainly, like, we are escapists. We want to skip the most important work, and we want to immerse ourselves into the least important work, and we then make it a priority for us, right? So yeah, take action on your plan immediately. It should be the first thing, right? The first and last thing, that take action, do the work, make plan. Okay, just, whatever the things that we have discussed, the steps, but take action on your plan immediately is a very crucial thing. All right, step 7, resolve to do something every single day that moves you around your major goal, which is very, very important, right? So you are not able to complete all your major goals overnight. It's not possible. So you're gonna learn 2 words, right? 3 tenses, right? So that you are moving towards your major goal of speaking fluent English. If you think, okay, overnight I'll be able to memorize 77,000 words, impossible. All the tenses, impossible. If you're a beginner, you just have to take the, like, I was following a 2 words formula given by my teacher. My first spoken English trainer's name is Amit Paul. This guy introduced me to the formula called 2 words formula. Like every day you have to write 2 words, their parts of speech, then 2-3 sentences with those 2 words. And I have been following this, and I do that on WhatsApp. Like with my students, I play this game. I send word of the day every day to my student. Most of my students never open, right? They never see like the words they are getting. They're amazing, right? They're brilliant. So, and I don't get angry because I know like that's human behavior. It happens. So you have to do something that actually keeps you motivated, that okay, we have done something today, and so I'm actually moving towards my major goal. I'm going to accomplish it soon. All right, so personal productivity completely depends upon how you do this or take this first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh step. But one step that we are going to discuss, the step number 6, and I said that you just have to put this step in the first and in the last, and that is take action on your plan immediately. We are very bad at taking action, Parvati. What do you say about that?
Yeah, like when you discussed this topic, I was thinking that, the first question came to me, which is that why does that happen? Why are you not able to prioritize those works and taking immediate action? So I think through my perspective, through my life, absolutely, I'm a student, I'm a procrastinator, I don't do my work daily. So through my life, I come up to this answer that, we prioritize, but not the work, the hardship of the work. Like every single time, whenever we think of doing a work, we cannot take the immediate action because we think that, okay, oh my God, it's really hard. But I got introduced with this thing in a different way through my spoken English class. That if you are not able to take the hard step, you'll never be able to see the easiest result. How does that come? It may sound really good. It may sound really amazing that, oh, look at her, look at him. They're speaking fluent English. I want to speak like that. But when you'll come in contact that first you have to listen to others, then you have to take the step, then you have to move further step by step, one by one, and you have to give at least a year, then you'll be able to speak. Like maybe not fluent English, not that English, but at least that manageable English. Then every one of us, you've got that approach to procrastinate it. We think of hard thing a lot. That's the reason why we are not able to take the immediate action. Yeah. And that's the reason why we are procrastinating a lot. And we have to just try to look at the work in a way so that it can give you a perspective. Just make it a part of your life. Then you don't need to even think that, okay, I have to set a table, I have to just make the plan. Your mind will get functioned. Your mind will remind yourself that, okay, that's the time. You have to sit down with your practice. So yes, that's the thing I understood. So most of the time, I think taking action is very crucial part in our spoken English. And we have to divide all the responsibility like memorizing a word or writing down a sentence or reading newspaper. That has become so crucial thing if we want to learn spoken English. And most of the time when we begin our work, this time what happens? We procrastinate what we actually should do. That depends our performance. So I think it is a very, very important thing, and this situation makes our mind proactive, because most of the time we are not proactive. We do not think what we should do in future. We don't know. So I try to take action. I try to make a plan before I take action. But sometimes taking an action immediately, because when we are on the stage, this time I don't have anything to do. But how productive I am when I'm at home, that depends on my performance. That reflects on the stage. That is very, very important. And when we take action immediately, this time I think we should be very calm, because so many things roaming over our head that I have to speak different kind of sentences, I have to use new vocabulary, I have to have that good expression, how I'm elaborating my thought. So many things always hovering over our mind. So I think if we want to take step immediately on the stage, or when you perform, when you speak English in front of people, you have to be very, very calm. Then you can understand easily that how you are performing. Because when we are in a hurry, we don't understand what we are doing or what we are talking. So I think in order to take a big step, or in order to take a immediate action, we have to have the calm, and we should perform well. We should not think much, because when we thinking something and simultaneously we are speaking, we can't do any work. We are totally confused. So I think when we are trying to take action immediately, we have to be very calm. That's all I have to say here. Another thing I wanna, like, another thing when she was talking about this thing that, making a plan, absolutely is. Now some people may say, I don't agree to this point. If I take immediate action, then I may choose a wrong action. But actually I think Brian Tracy is trying to talk about, you have to make a plan, but make plan right now. Because I want to learn English. It is not that, okay, I'm sitting down to learn English and overnight it will be happening. No, I have to learn English, and the steps I have to follow, the plan I have to make right now. Right now, I'm just...
Like you are not a procrastinator, you are an immediator.
Yes, immediator. Like plan maker, you are proper plan maker. You are not taking the action right now, but you are taking the action right now. Now how? You're not just sitting down.
Making a plan is also taking action, right?
Yes. That's what I was trying to say. That, you are making a plan. It is not that you are sitting down to practice. You're just doing all those things. Now, it may get puzzled. It is really puzzling.
Yeah, I want to say that you are working now. You know that the day you have your office, it goes well than the day you have a week off. Because you have a goal. Yes. To go to office and you do all the work accordingly. But the day you don't go to office, your day goes with a lot of unproductiveness, right? You are not doing anything worthwhile. So the day you are not going to the office, you are not actually doing anything worthwhile. So for that reason, I think making a plan, having a plan gives us a sense of direction.
Yeah, yes, it's a good example. The day when I have my office, basically what happens, I know that I have to get up early, I have to do all my works. So it is not that I'm taking action, okay, as I'm getting up, I know that I have office. So right now I have decided that I have to go. So the night before the office, I make the plan. So tomorrow I'm getting up early, tomorrow I'm getting done with all my works properly on time. But what happens when I know that, okay, I don't have any plan tomorrow, I've got my week off. So yes, I may get up late in the morning, I'll be doing all my works late because I don't have a good schedule. So yes, it's really, it helps. So like, don't you think that for that reason we should make ourselves busy?
Like, you are right. We should make ourselves busy. Make sure that you have a direction to go. You know in which direction you are going. And here, one thing which is highlighted on the top of the page number 8, you see 2 lines. Here is a great rule for success. Think on paper. Right? Most people think in the mind, and it is said that do not trust your mind because what you are thinking right now, you're not going to remember even after a minute. So if it's there on the paper, so you can get back to it and see like what I wrote on the paper, what I was supposed to do, and now I'm doing all of these things because so following this point, I want to say one thing. Like, these days I have understood one thing, that I'm not like, I can't trust my brain. So every time, let's say I'm outside or I'm doing my household work, suddenly a topic comes in my mind on which I can make a video. So I immediately stop that work and I get back to my room and I write that thing in my diary. That's a video topic, we'll be doing this, and the entire thing.
That is called immediate action.
That is called immediate action. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't trust your brain because I trusted my brain many times, and every time I wanted to remember that what I was thinking an hour ago, I was not able to remember, right? So my brain failed to remind me of that thing, right? So here the thing is so important, that here is a great rule of success, and that is you have to think on paper. So we are going to discuss these 21 chapters separately. Today we have discussed the first chapter, Set the Table. It is a worth reading book, worth having one. So all you need to do is to just buy a copy of this book. We have just showed you the glimpse of what this book can offer. All right, there are 7 principles, 7 steps. If you follow, then you may get the proper direction. Look, all the plans you have, they cannot give you the success, or they cannot give you the result if you are not taking action, right? We actually emphasized on the point that take action on your plan immediately, right? We discussed it for a reason. All right, this video will definitely give you a lot of ideas about how you can set your day, or how you can set your plan, or how you can set your life. All right, also you get the summarized discussion in the end of every chapter. You see Eat That Frog here. All right, and that's it, guys. Hope you like this video. If you do, make sure you hit the like button. If you are interested in learning spoken English, you get the details on the screen or in the description. And till then, you take care, and bye.